This is a really kind of tough goal question because if you look at the choices, I mean, these words kind of mean the same thing. So how would you know which one to pick? Well, obviously there's a reason that one is different than the others, right? It can't be the case that we're just going with like what we would say or where it's a matter of opinion, right? Where like I like this word better, right? This is an ideas question. We know that because there's a literal question. And when we know that, that means we just need to follow the instructions as best we can. So the first thing we need to make sure we do is we need to go to the previous sentence, right? So this is a little misleading because on my copy of the test, there was a page break. And so that means that we might, need to flip back a page. And some people are lazy and they don't do that. And that's why they get kind of, questions wrong for no good reason. Here's a case where that might happen to you. So we want to make sure we go back to that previous sentence and we try to understand what are they saying about the deformation or whatever it is, right? So let's look. It says the standard method involves burning droplets of fuel, but Earth's gravitational influence causes the droplets to lose spherical symmetry while burning. This whatever results in subtle variations in density that both causes uneven heat flow and limits the size of the droplets that can be tested. So limits, uneven, right? Lose. There's a vague but important negative connotation to what they're saying. So I want to match that. This is what it means to follow instructions. Sometimes the instructions are super clear in the question, and we can just do exactly what the question says. Other times the question is kind of giving you part one of the instructions, and then it's kind of up to us to use the lines or whatever they tell us to do to kind of get part two and be like, okay, they're asking me to match this idea. And now that I have a sense of what the idea is, I know my instructions are a little bit more clear. So we want a word that has this negative vibe to it. Alteration, transformation, modification, they all mean change. But a modification can be good or bad. A transformation can be good or bad. An alteration can be good or bad. But what's there? A deformation. That's got a negative context, right? If something's deformed, it's changed in a usually bad way. It's losing something. It's losing symmetry. So it's really, really close. But if we can squeeze some extra instructions out of these lines, I think it becomes so much easier to follow those instructions. And we're like, okay, yeah. The difference between all these really similar words is connotation, and only one of them is negative. Hopefully, that helps. It's really tricky in the moment to do that, but I think that that's what you want to do. Is you want to, if you got this wrong, you were probably confused and you weren't confident in your answer anyway. Very few people are like picking choice C here and like, yeah, that's definitely it. And so that's a good example of what we want to do as much as possible on the writing section. These answers are provable. Very rarely will we see a question where we're truly just completely blindly relying on instincts and have nothing to go on, not even any SAT style stuff. So most of the time we can point to a rule or another word or phrase in a passage to prove our answer. If you are confused, it's probably because you haven't found the thing. But it's there. Keep looking for it. Try the best you can to squeeze that extra information out of what you're given. And when you find it, you'll be pretty sure you've got the right thing because you'll be able to do that pointing. Your confusion will disappear and be like, I see the connection now. So hopefully you can do that quickly. If not, yeah, just pick something and move on. There's plenty of other easy questions coming. You wouldn't want to run out of time because of something like this. Just a weird, kind of annoying question.